What are you doing, Hank? Besides being backlit. Hey, Larry. What you doing, Lionel? Wilson in his box. Wilson. What are you doing? Whipping your tail. Hey, Fern. What? What do I smell like? Something bad? Other cats and... Yikes, that was loud. Other cats and vet, I guess. Might want to put that in a bag. It's gross.
Yeah, let's go find a bag.
Should be plenty of bags over there. We never use.
Thanks to Zelda.
Yeah. Zelda. Hey, caramel candy.
Poop foot.
Zelda tracked some poop onto his shirt. Shit happens. Pardon my French. We like to watch Adam the Woo, and he did the Forrest Gump filming locations, which is funny because, you know, it's set in Alabama, and I don't think any part of it was filmed here. Greenbow, Alabama does not exist. But Bayou La Batre does, but they did not film there. Miss Zelda, Clara. Hey, Lynette.
It's supposed to come to you.
You've been antsy lately. Why have you been so afraid? Lily, wait, this isn't Lily, is it? Stella has stolen this bed. Oh.
Lily's in the chair over here.
Shocking her. Try not to shock them all.
It's impossible not to shock them. I've just been petting them and they're full of static.
Well, we're full of static.
I don't know, they're probably more full of static from running around on the floor all day.
Maybe so.
You can just hear it when I rub on his back.
Speaking of Lily in the other chair. Hey, Lily. On a scale of 1 to 10, how grumpy are you right now?
She actually sat with you for about an hour today.
I'm sure smelling all our cats in the vet on my hands will not make you happy.
She was very cautious making her way to my desk. When she got there, she plopped down in front of me like she used to. You're lucky I cleaned that chair.
Is that the poop chair?
I made it too.
Well, thank you for cleaning it.
I was just about to start fixing her food and she jumped up there. That's where I picked her up and I didn't notice it on my shirt at first. I started, if it wasn't congested, I would have smelled it immediately. But I kept going, faintly smell poop. And then I looked down and I saw it and I knew where it was coming from.
It's a hazard of the job.
Well, it used to be. I didn't think it was anymore. I thought we were beyond that point.
Hey, Aaron. At home we play the is that poop or is that a hairball game? Because, you know, sometimes they track it out of the box. But most of the time it's a hairball from one of our several black cats
Most of the time
that
I
looks
can't
like a
tell.
poop. How does it do this? No, don't look at my face. Okay. Sorry, the app crashed, and every time you have to restart the app, it points it at my face instead. But we are back. YouTube needs to fix their junk.
How many likes were you at today?
95. With one person watching, even though I've spoken to, like, maybe that's where how many people are watching comes from, too. Because it's always like 1 or 0 or like 3, maybe.
Yeah, I don't get it. We might just be confusing the YouTube system because we have 3 live events going or 4 live events going at once. And
Yeah, but if they didn't want us to, then
it's not that I don't want you to.
Larry says it's a spare room count tonight. Just randomly picks one of them. So Rusty went for his dental today, and they had to pull 2 teeth, but we went in expecting that. I think they've pulled at least 2 or 3 before on another occasion.
You're gonna be toothless before long. How many he's got left?
He's got plenty. Not that he chews anything anyway.
He chooses dry food, which he probably won't want to eat for a couple days.
He's only supposed to get a little bit of food tonight, so can have some wet food in the morning. But he did good. He's back at home. If you follow me on Instagram, I put just a little quick blurry picture of him in like the stories section, not on my main page because it's a bad picture. But his eyes are still dilated. But he's not too wobbly. He just likes to go and sit down. He was sitting under the table when I left. No, he was sitting under the Christmas tree. He was under the table before.
His Christmas tree is going away tomorrow.
Yeah. Sad day. Guess we gotta take all the decorations down.
Most normal people have already done that, but I wait till the last possible moment. I didn't even plug the Christmas lights up last night.
I think we kept it longer than this last year.
There was one year it got ridiculous.
February?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably not February. Might have been late January. Might have been the end of January, and we're like, we can't let it go till February.
Well, we were using it as a lamp.
It's better than a lamp. Well, this one isn't really. It's too dim without the light on, unless all you're doing is watching a movie. Just means we need more lights on it next year. But when I went to pick up Rusty, the one who had the dental today, I went ahead and took Oscar, another one of our cats at home, for his annual checkup and everything. And he's only, well, we found him in 2014, so I think he'll turn 4 next year. I mean, this year, later this year, like in the summer. So he didn't need any blood work or... No, I didn't ask him to. He doesn't normally fight me. He doesn't like it, but he's not like Rusty. Yeah, we had them trim Rusty's claws while he was sedated because he hates it so much. Speaking of claws, all these guys need it too. But he's in perfect health, luckily. The only thing we ever tried with him was some of the same anti-anxiety medicine that Murray is on, because he's so mean to one of our other cats, but it had no effect, so he doesn't do anything. Oh, it's just the one specifically for the cats. It's Alley to Attic Kittens. Like most of our stuff, except for this channel. This channel has the really long name, but...
Can we change that yet, or do we have to get to some ridiculous number?
I think we could change it, but I don't know. I haven't looked into it. You have to like release the name that you have, and then I think you can claim another name, but you can only do it so many times in a certain period of time, and then it changes the links that people have if they're sharing them. So, but I didn't want to confuse people since it is what it is right now.
Well, I figure most
Hey,
people
Connie.
would get to us by a search because they're not typing in that ridiculous long gibberish. If I remember
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I've got the short one on just about everything else. Where I have the short one, and then the title is Alley to Attic Kittens and Cats. I think that's what I did on Instagram. Alley to Attic Kittens for the link, and then the name, Kittens and Cats. Why are you putting them on me? Oh, he did. This one did. Was it this one? Yeah, the one who poked a hole in my pants the other day. Got 2 nice claw marks on my leg. Connie says the picture of Doc and Zelda was still cute. They're all good
blurry
buddies.
on my phone, but when I uploaded it, it turned out to be blurry.
Well, you know,
I think she had gotten down by that point.
Facebook messes everything up.
It might have been blurry before I even uploaded it, because yesterday it didn't look that way. I was trying to cut it in a hurry so that it didn't my fault. Had a crazy day today.
We still need to get these lights changed, and then our lighting will be better in here.
Yeah, when I get over this crud, I'll try to make that a priority.
You don't need to climb to high elevations. It was Facebook. It's one that he snapped during the day. I normally share stuff like the day after or a couple of days after, but he shares stuff as soon as it happens since he's here with them.
Hold this a second while I trim this carpet.
Okay.
So we
I can't see the full link in the chat here, but it should just be Alley to Attic Kittens. I'm not sure what the full link he shared says. Hey, Mr. Krabs. Trying to get me killed here.
Well, I didn't say hold it out for them to get it. I just said hold it.
But they know I have it. This one I bet could reach it. Thanks, Aaron. I'm pretty picky about what I post on there. I take a lot more pictures than I post. Ah! I'm still practicing with the new camera if you were watching the room. Tried to get a couple of pictures when I first came in, and he told me, you have to do the close-up. I have to do all the things.
And then I said all the things, including cleaning and scooping and watering.
And
all the
cleaning
things that I've
poop.
already done.
Cleaning
Yeah, including eating poop
Zelda's,
myself.
Zelda's poop foot.
Poop foot. Not poop butt.
I said poop foot.
You said poop butt.
Well, it came from her butt.
Yeah, that's where it originated.
Oh, we're dorks. So yeah, I've got a couple from today and a couple from, what day was it that I brought it up here before? Was it over the weekend? No. It was on a day that we were still off though, maybe.
Yeah.
Monday. I don't know. I've got a few on my camera that I need to put on the computer and look through and make sure which ones are the least blurry.
I made that easy for you, didn't I, Wilson? Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. No.
Oh, poor Zelda. You just shut everyone else up and just let her have some time with it. Did I hear you talk to it, Doc? Yeah, Lionel gets possessive about that one. Beware.
Yeah.
He scratched me.
Let it go.
That's good, Fern. You can go way back, and I used to post a picture just about every day when they were littler, when they were all littler, but they've been a little fewer and farther between lately.
Let me have it. Let me have it.
Yeah, with the new camera, I use like the where it takes continuous shots and like action shots since they're moving constantly. So I'll take 3 or 4 pictures in a row and maybe one of them is okay, but not good. So I'll do that over and over and over again and then end up with like a handful of pictures that are acceptable to me.
Can I have this back?
Thanks, Fern.
Can I have this back? Thank you.
He says, but I worked so hard to get it. You still need to work out. Yeah, it takes a lot of time and a lot of bad shots to get any good shots, and then a lot of luck sometimes too, when they just happen to look at you just right. Hey, Abby.
Dang it, Wilson.
He's too good.
Let it go.
You gotta grab him closer up to his head now. We're doing pretty good. Whoop. He's feeling better, but not 100% yet, and I'm a little sniffly, but I always get kind of sniffly up here. They are all good as well. Woo! Yeah, he had a sinus infection. Maybe I have a cold, I don't know. Not bad enough to go to the doctor, just feeling a little ugh. And I think I might be mildly allergic to cats. Just not our cats. 'Cause every time I come here, I sniffle. And when I go to the vet, I get real sniffly. Wah! We're doing pretty good. We're glad that the short week is over and we get another weekend. Got spoiled having the time off for holidays.
You earned that one, Wilson. There you go.
You know, we'd never get rid of the cats though. If it got to a point where it was unbearable or like Claritin didn't help, then I'd go get allergy shots before we ever got rid of any cats.
You gotta give it back. You gotta give it back and not fall.
Yeah.
Let go. I know.
I wish we'd done something like that when they were littler.
What?
Like actual photo shoots. Aaron says that he's done ones with Christine's kitten room. All we have are the snapshots that I took. I figured out, like the best time of day to get good ones. Obviously, they need to be sleepy. Natural light from the windows in that room over there
Morning.
made better ones. Yeah, by the afternoon, the light wasn't super good.
There's not much light to speak of in the afternoon because the sun's on the back side of the building.
Well, during the summer, there was more light than there is now, obviously. But at least the days are getting longer.
Little by little.
What? 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 What just happened? Oh.
On that, I thought it was a cat.
I think you'd hear it if it was a cat.
Hard to tell.
I'm always so impressed with the pictures that other rescues and the shelter and everyone post. So maybe I'll get to the point where I'm a little better at that. We do have a humidifier at home, but
Vaporizer, I thought.
yeah, not a humidifier, a vaporizer, the cheaper kind of one. But I'm not sure we have a place that we can put it that a cat won't knock it down now.
It would have to be really high up.
I don't think it matters how high up it is. They get on.
To keep it away from them would be the only way. It'd have to be like a shelf that they have no way to jump off of anything else to get to.
They would just see that as a challenge. I mean, they get on top of the cabinets in the kitchen and the fridge, of course. They get on top of the curtains, even though the curtain rods are not sturdy at all. And they've bent at least 2 sets of them. They're the really cheap little kind, not the real sturdy kind. They were all so cute. I really like the I don't know what you call, like the lynx point white ones, maybe. I've always loved the Siamese type markings. You want to hold this and let me play? And you can talk.
I can't talk.
You can so talk. I'm talking about Christine's kittens. Ah! Lionel.
Does it fasten together securely where if they run into it, it doesn't spill water? That would be the only concern.
Like how Doc just sat there and closed his eyes as Wilson came flying at him.
That may be the way to go. I mean, if it makes some kind of noise, they're probably not going to mess with it a whole lot anyway.
My parents used to have one of those like big rectangle ones that had a big tank on it.
I think that's what she's talking about. She says hers sits on the floor.
Ours is just one of those like cheap little Vicks vaporizers that's impossible to clean.
Well, if you didn't know, I live with the abominable snowman that has to crank space heaters up to the maximum setting and sit right in front of them for 3 hours while I'm struggling to breathe. I think that's
all the time.
part of why my nose and stuff just gets so dried out. The heat just, ugh. I can't accurately describe how it makes my nose feel, but it just makes my nose burn and feel horrible.
It can't be all my fault. That was weak. Weak little hops. You're hilarious.
I don't mind the central heat. Good grief, Wilson. As long as it's not running constantly. You know, if it just kicks on, if I can leave it on 67 or something, and it just comes on when If it gets cooler than that, it's fine, but
And the problem is that we have crappy windows. So we use space heaters to stay a little warmer on the couch, which is by 3 windows that seep cold air. And then our bedroom, for some reason, is always cold. Wah!
But yeah, typically
need the
space
space
heaters are my biggest culprit as far as messing with my nose.
You tell me to turn it on sometimes, though. Acting like I'm ruining your life.
Just not all the time. I do get cold sometimes. Hey, Reed, or Reed family.
Wah! Not again. You just had it.
We're doing great.
Oh, Zella. He says, I got it. I'm going to take it. Now let it go. I know. Everyone likes this one so much. Ugh.
Don't forget Lily and Stumpy. Polydactyl. I couldn't think of the
Here we go.
right word, Carmel. It was on the tip of my tongue, but I couldn't spit it out.
Hemingway cats. You heard about that, right?
Mhm.
Ooh, hit myself in the face. You gotta give it back, buddy. Thank you. Nope. Even Clara loves this one.
They all do. I don't know why that one's more special than the other ones. Thanks, Larry. I have no idea what that said, but must not have been good. Sorry, we had to reboot again. I don't know what is making her app crash, but
YouTube. YouTube's being dumb. Whoa. Just launches herself. Gracefully.
we won't be here much longer. We're about 30 minutes in, so not be here much longer. They should be. I think Lionel has lost a little weight. I've been leaving less dry food in the evenings for them because they're getting to be grown-up cats where they don't need as much food, so they eat at set times. Generally speaking, during the week they do. It's a little different on the weekends, but they get their food in the morning and in the evening, and I leave a little bit of dry food for everybody to snack on when we leave, and
I'm sorry.
that's it.
I was just trying to let you check it out.
I used to leave a lot more in the feeder. Yeah,
No.
that's the tough part because Lily and Stumpy aren't always interested in the dry food when we leave in the evenings. And I'm thinking that Doc must go in, swoop in, and eat a lot of their food that I leave for them too. might just have to incorporate some dry food in with their wet food in the afternoons, and whatever they don't eat, just they don't get until the next day. But Lily and Stumpy were fine with the free feeding before all these guys came. I could just leave a feeder full of food and they would eat it, but they wouldn't just stay at it and gorge themselves. But having these guys out during the day, they love the food that Lily, Stumpy, Doc, and Clara get. I can't leave it out.
It's even the cheaper food.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why. They get Blue Buffalo dry food now, and adult cats out here still get Sunday Nourish.
Which there's still a bag of in my truck that I didn't bring up today.
Oh, I forgot to bring in the carriers. Do you want to just bring them and leave them downstairs?
Doesn't matter. We can bring them back tomorrow.
No, they're in my car. I'll carry it back. Woo. Most people just feed their cats like twice a day, but we're weirdos who feed our cats at home 3 times a day, so I think these guys could get used to eating twice a day.
Mostly Priscilla. The cat that's, I don't know if you can see her, if she's still in the chair over there.
Yeah, it still is.
Stella and Doc and Clara, Lily and Stumpy. Those 4 and her, so-so. I mean, they've gotten better. They can be in the same room with one another. It used to be they wanted to fight every time they saw one another, but that's kind of subsided somewhat. But everybody else gets along. But Stella is the mother of all the kittens except for Doc. Stella is also Claire's mom, Lily's mom, and Stumpy's mom.
Here's someone eating food. Lionel.
He's the only one I don't see, probably. Clara tried to tell me at 3 o'clock today that she was hungry. Yeah, Lynette, and that's... Oh, she's got a feather. That's not even all the kittens that Stella had in her life. I'd hate to know how many she gave birth to before we trapped her. She would have kittens somewhere else. I mean, she would still come around periodically for food, and we could tell she was nursing, but I never had any idea where the kittens were, so I couldn't just pick her up and take her to have her fixed on the spot. But it was litter after litter after litter, it seemed like. And I think at some points she was still nursing when she got pregnant again.
Whoa! Trying to injure yourself.
And I know Stella is every bit of 3 years old because I started feeding her in 2014, I guess it was. So she might be closer to 4 years old. Don't know exactly.
She's got a lot more miles on her than
Yeah.
a typical 4-year-old cat. Like I was talking about Oscar, the one that we took to the vet this afternoon also, and he's like the same age as her, but she's like speckled with white that I think is from like scars from fighting.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing with Clara. She's not big into being held and cuddled. She'll jump in your lap sometimes, but she doesn't want to be cradled or anything like that.
Hold on a second.
You can hold her that way.
She says, okay, that's enough.
She's not really big on it.
Says, I got it. I'm taking it. She has about a 5-10 second time limit before she's like, all right, put me back down.
Yeah, a couple of our cats are like that. They'll kind of snuggle in between your knees and stuff when you're leaned back, but they're not real big on being held.
I gotta take it back, buddy. Gotta take it back.
I think Tabby is about... That is good news. I'm glad to hear that, Connie. But I think Tabby is about our biggest fan of being held out of all of our cats. Russell tolerates it, but he'd rather sit in your lap than be held.
I got a cat hair in my mouth. Where would that have come from?
One of 9. Night, Aaron. Take care.
You guys tired of this yet?
They've been at it all day.
You are so handsome. You have such a handsome face. He still definitely looks like a Lionel.
Take care, Reed family.
Got that regal face. Ah. Come on, let it go.
Well, Aaron said he had to feed the beast, and I need to feed my face. I've been on this steroid medication, and I'm hungry all the time.
Play with them more. Put it
Start
away.
lining this up and hopefully not get attacked.
Yeah.
Stella, why don't you learn to play?
I tried to let her look at it, and she said, nope, not interested.
She's hunted plenty of birds. She doesn't care anymore.
I don't know why it's telling me very bad connection all of a sudden. But I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up so we can get these guys back in their room. Go home and feed his face.
You have to catch birds to survive. Playing with a toy bird is no fun.
You guys are best buds now, aren't you?
They hang out a lot.
Yin and yang. I think he's already hangry.
Huh?
So we don't want a hangry Robert, and I think you already are hangry.
No, I'm not hungry yet. It will happen. The little Boston Market frozen meal I had for lunch is not doing anything for me anymore.
But thank you guys all for watching and chatting with us and listening to us ramble about unrelated things. But we'll be back again tomorrow, tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon.
Close up, probably, I don't know.
I have that thing I gotta go to tomorrow night.
Well, we can do it in the morning. I want to go metal detect if I'm not dying.
So tomorrow morning at some point, we will be back in to feed them and to do our daily close-up. What? Say bye, Lily. Bye.